Hey everybody, it's Jones on the go. So yeah, so someone asked me recently, kind of like a story, like why am I here? I get asked every day, every other day, sometimes multiple times in a day. Excuse me, wingman, how old are you? You know, and I'm 36. Yeah, so anyways, I get asked all the time. So they were like just like, so what made you want to join and this kind of thing, and it's a relatively long story, but I'll shorten it up. So I tried to join when I was 19, and active duty was what I was going for. Then shortly after that, my dad passed away, and so I just stayed home. Um, I'd been to MEPS, I was waiting on BMT dates, and then I got another job, and ended up just going to school, and again, then fast forward, I got married. Then we started having kids, and now I have 3 kids. But there was one moment, because military, I'd always kind of wanted to, and there was someone asked me, they were just like, what was the like one pivotal moment, when you were just like, oh, you're gonna try it? Well, yes, kind of there was. I remember one day, I'm a teacher. I didn't say that. Yeah, I'm a teacher, and I've taught for about 12 years. So I one particular day, and I mean in teaching, and I've taught every grade level, kindergarten through college. At some point, I've even taught some pre-K, and so I remember one particular day I was at a high school. I've been in high school for a while, and I'm sitting at my desk, and this kid, for whatever reason, comes up and he just slaps me. Wow. Like that, right? Glasses go across the thing. I have glasses, contacts, everything. Go across my desk, and I was just like, get out of my room, And I remember at a meeting following that, he said he was just joking, right? He's just joking. Whatever. Following that, though, I sat in a meeting with administration and the parents and whatnot, and the administrator told me, well, if you'd have hit him, I'd have fired you. Okay, good to know, right? Good thing I didn't, I guess. And then I remember the moms specifically asking me, what did I do, to quote her, what did you do to make him think that that was acceptable behavior, end quote. And I remember I was so taken aback, I immediately knew in that very moment, there's no way I'm going to make 30 years in teaching. There's no way. I enjoy education. Teaching in of itself is great, but I knew then, whether this turns into something, I told you I was guard or not, and I go right back to teaching. I have no idea, So, but I knew then, being in a classroom for 30 years probably was not going to happen. More than likely, I didn't want it to, if that's kind of what to deal with. So, I've tried several different things. I tried different things to, I guess, quote unquote, leave education or like trade it, because I do enjoy teaching, and whatnot. But that was the pivotal moment that things started to change. And my wife brought it up a couple years later. Have you ever thought about, the military? I don't know. Yeah, but I thought I was too old, or we had kids, and different things, life. And so then there was a recruiter reached out to the high school. It was just like, hey, we'd like to come and speak. And then, recruiters are always around high schools from everything, Coast Guard, Navy, whatever. And an Air Guard popped up and was sent out an email. And I was like, hey, let them come speak to my kids. Maybe, something. And I just listened, to what she had to say. And it resonated with me. So I began to ask questions, called them up, talked to them after class, catch them at the lunchroom, different things. Well, I had them come back for a different class, and I asked more questions. I was like, I think I'm interested in this, just to see what, the whole part-time thing, different stuff like that, right? So, yeah, and then it just, one thing led to another, and I told my wife, I'm kind of serious about this. I'd really like to see where this goes, and this kind of thing, so really consider it, if you're considering that, you could think about it. It was a long process. Like I said, I was 34, and I had to lose, I say it's a lot of weight. I lost over 40 pounds, and it was consistent. Maybe I'll talk one day about what I did that helped me, but so within a year, I had lost the weight. I put in the application, a lot of paperwork. I can tell you some of that later, but went to MEPS, I get all clear. Then they wanted more information because I was older. I had a couple of things, and and it just, it all kind of worked. Then I was waiting for dates, and then I went to student flight in May of 2022, and yeah, there was back and forth about what jobs I wanted, and I ultimately was just like, well, where do the smart people go? That's what I want to know. And again, this is all my opinion. This is just me. Everybody has different experiences and whatnot. I'm not speaking on behalf of the Air Force or any of that. But where do the smart people go? And many people told me they're like, go into intelligence or go into cyber. So a few different jobs popped up, and I ultimately chose cyber. And yeah, so then the school year started in August. I was going along because I had initially been told, BMT dates probably come around next spring. I was like, no, that's great. I can finish the school year out. Everything's great. And then I get a thing, oh no, you're going in October. And it was like, oh, okay. And then a couple of days go by and they reached out to me again. No, that's wrong. You're leaving in 2 weeks. And I was like, oh, okay. And ultimately, went to BMT, and that was, that was something. I'll make another video about just like going through BMT as an older person. That was something. I can give some details, some tricks that I learned that people told me, and it just helped. But then I got out of there and went to now I'm in tech school, and we're making it through. We're making it through. But again, someone specifically asked me, why did you decide to join? Well, one, I had always wanted to just kind of sum up that story. It had always been there. My dad was Army, and he had always told me, just like I've heard many other people say, he told me, I'll just go Air Force. I mean, I don't know. I was very physically active as a kid. I wasn't, some people call it, I wasn't a pansy, you know what I mean? Wrestled, football, baseball, the whole nine, And so that one pivotal moment, though, one pivotal moment again was that particular student. And several things have happened, like I said, in education. It's changed a lot, but to cause me to start looking at other things, that was one of them, And I could make a whole list as to why, education has changed and how it's changed. And there's a lot of great teachers, a lot of great administration doing some really cool things, and they're trying to, that kind of stuff. But for me, there was a moment there, and then several other moments that kind of come together. But that was the one, why I chose to join, just to see kind of what this is. I was always told if I don't do it, I would regret it, and I think that's true. So if you got that itch, that itch, it's just like, I really want to, you can do it. You can do it. You just, what do you got to do? Or again, the disclaimer there are some things that will disqualify you, okay? But yeah, so I just want to encourage you. You can do it. If it's a weight thing, or there's all kinds of waivers, but yeah, if you got that itch and you can qualify, then you really want to do it. I would encourage you to do that, So yeah, that's kind of like the pivotal moment that made me want to join. All right, so subscribe if this helps you at all, if it encourages you at all. You know how that works. I'm not a silly person like that. But I'll make some more in terms of like I said, older person going to BMT and what. And if you have a question, like I said, I just got out, so I still got some. It's still fresh in my brain. But yeah, just reach out to me. Thanks so much. We'll see you on the other side.